Welcome back to Math Maintenance. Today we are going to talk about comparing numbers and the signs and symbols that we can use when we're doing that work. So let's talk signs and symbols first. There are three major signs that we use when talking about comparing numbers. The first two are how we say that one number is bigger or smaller than the other. So this one is a greater than. What's on the left is going to be greater than the number on the right. So this one is going to be less. I like to remember that by thinking of it like a Pac-Man or a person eating, and the person is always really hungry, so he's always trying to eat what's greater. This one, the less is on the left, and the greater is on the right. Same thing. If we think about our person, he's always trying to eat the bigger amount of food. The third sign, which you can't really see because it's in that bright spot, so I'll put it down here, is an equal sign. And that means that the numbers on either side are the same. You have the same value on both sides of that sign. So when I'm faced with numbers that I need to compare, what I recommend to you doing is to start comparing them in the largest place value that there is. So if I have the number 3,678 and 3,682, I always start by comparing in the biggest place value that exists. The biggest place value in this number is in the thousand spot. And when I compare in the thousand spot, I see that these two numbers are exactly the same, that there is no difference in the thousands. So then I move to the hundred spot and I compare again. 600 over here, 600 over here means that they're exactly the same once again. So that doesn't help me either. Now I look at the tens. Over here I have 7 tens. Over here I have 8 tens. Because I have more tens on this side, it means that that number is bigger. Even though over here the one spot is bigger, having a pile of pennies isn't as good as having more dimes. So starting in the biggest spot, you're looking at the biggest groupings of numbers. So working from left to right, I check my numbers, and when I find which one has a bigger number, I know that my sign opens towards that side. Let's try another one. $384,682, 393,487. Again, I always start by comparing in the biggest place value. So as I go in this number, I have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. 3 in the 100,000s, 3 in the 100,000s. That doesn't help me. 8 in the 10,000s, 9 in the 10,000s. As soon as I see that there's a difference in the numbers in the 10,000 spot, I know that I can identify which number is bigger. In this case, the number on the right is bigger because it has more 10,000s. Again, it doesn't matter that the 1 spots, this one is bigger, that the 10 spots, that these are the same. In the 100 spots, this one is bigger. In the 1,000 spots, this one is bigger. Because in the 10,000s, I have 90,000 over here and I have 80,000 over here, I know the number on the right is a bigger number. Let's try one with decimal points. Try to write it lower this time so it doesn't get in that right spot. So 2.695, 2.637. I still am going to start in the biggest place value that exists in my number. The biggest place value in both of these numbers is the 1 spot. When I compare the 1 spots, I see that the numbers are equal. So now I have to move to the right of the decimal point. That first spot, remember, is called the tenths spot. In the tenth spot, I have 6 cents, or 6 over here and 6 over here. That means that I have the same number of tenths. I then move to the hundredths spot. In the hundredths spot, I have 9 hundredths over here, and I only have 3 hundredths over here. Because this one has 9 hundredths and this one only has 3, the one on the right is the bigger number. The last thing to consider is what about when a number doesn't have something in a spot. So if I'm comparing something like 368 and 1,320. When I look at this number, I would say, okay, I'm going to compare the hundredth spot. When I go over to this number, there's actually a whole extra spot that this one doesn't even have. Remember that when there's not something in a place value, it's like having a 0. So now I'm comparing 0 thousandths to 1,000, and 1 is greater than 0. When they don't have an even number of digits, so what this one only had 4 digits, this one only had 3, those are the ones that are pretty easy to compare because the one that has more digits has numbers. This one just has zeros as placeholders. Let's talk about what you're going to do today to practice these skills. Your packet activity today is called Compare and Color. On this sheet, what you're going to do is compare the two numbers in the sun and then color according to the directions at the top. So compare the numbers, circle the greater number if you circled the top number. So there's 2 numbers in each one. If you circle the top one, it's going to be yellow. If you circle the bottom one, it's going to be orange. And if the 2 numbers are the same, you're going to color the sun red. So top, yellow, middle, orange, or top, yellow, bottom, orange. If they're the same, it becomes red. Your digital activity for today is called Balloon Pop Math. When you go into Balloon Pop Math, there's 4 different levels that you can pick. Depending on what grade you're in and how comfortable you're feeling with comparing numbers, I would pick a lower level comparison, and then if I do really well, work my way up. The first thing is numbers 1 to 1,000, and then I think the highest level is numbers 1 to 1,000,000. What's going to happen is the balloons are going to come up on your screen, and you need to pop them from smallest number to biggest number. So you're going to have to take a look at all the numbers on the screen, compare their place values, and pop them from smallest to biggest. Your manipulative activity today is to use the large number cards in your manipulative set that came along with your packet, and to order your large number cards from smallest to largest, or play a comparison game and pull 2 cards and see which one is bigger. You could also play war with your cards, and so if you had somebody to play against, each of you gets half the deck. You pull a card, whoever has the higher number gets to keep both cards. Good luck comparing numbers today. Remember, start from the left and check your numbers down to the lowest place value. Good luck.